Welcome to Indications and Warnings. Over the past month, Chuck and I traveled more than 1,200 kilometers across Ukraine, including a harrowing drive along the P17. We drove under netted roadways on our way to Sloviansk, from the front lines to Odessa, Kharkiv, and beyond, meeting commanders, locals, and innovators that keeps Ukraine in the fight. None of this would have been possible without the hospitality of the Kyiv Post and the incredible work of our Ukrainian producer, Rostik Kubich. In the coming videos, you'll see exclusive interviews and on-the-ground stories we've been privileged to record with great help from Rostik. If you want to support Ukraine, check the verified charities linked below. If you find value in our work, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps us reach more people. Enjoy the video.
I was sergeant of press service of 24th Brigade. My name is Andriy. I served in Army from 2022 and was in medical company first 1.5 year. Now serve my service in press service.
3, 2, 1. Well, thank you for having us here. We are here at a location of 24th Brigade, and we are speaking with a public affairs officer who's graciously made time from his job. Thank you. Well, first of all, we want to thank you for accommodating us, taking the time.
So from the very beginning of the full-scale invasions, you've been in service.
Yeah, I was mobilized voluntarily.
Compare your experience in those early months to your experience today, I'll say 4 summers along into the war. What has changed the most for you personally and for the brigades on the line?
Well, in first, our brigade, the most powerful and the most strongest units is infantry units. It's our main force to make assaults, to defend our land, our territory of responsibility. And of course, the first thing that change is the conditions what infantry has now. Because of the drones, of UAV, all types, it's more difficult now, more difficult to bring the infantry to positions, more difficult to take them back, and more difficult to make even some basic logistic stuff, some medical evacuation. It's all more difficult, but not only for us. Of course, we made same conditions for the Russians. And this is the difference is distance of the, as it's called, kill zone or gray zone. Now it's not the kill zone and not the gray zone in the classic terms. It's another stuff now. You can be hit, you can resist the drones, you can shot them by the shotgun. You can find the conditions by weather good enough to make this logistic evacuation and other stuff what we need. So it's not the clearly kill zone, it's not the gray zone because our guys are there. So it's something like this. And when we speaking about distances, we need to understand that in these distances it's some towns, villages, and now some towns had the life, the shops are opened, the post service working, everything working there, but you can be hit by drone in the middle of the day or in the night, and really need to protest understanding the status of the cities or towns.
I think that's one of the things Chuck and I have seen, that as we have driven east, the life of the cities and the towns, everyone is going about their life almost as they would normally. And I think this is an achievement of the Ukrainian military, protecting the citizens in their daily lives.
Yeah. Also, it's my personal view. When the Russians hit these towns and this society, the people who live there, you can see that they had a choice to leave, be evacuated in the more far away distances, other towns, but they in mostly choose live their life there again and continuously supporting their businesses, supporting their lives there. And it's amazing, like, I don't know how enough Ukrainians in these towns need to be heated to end life at the city or town in this particular. It's very like the strong our side of the Ukrainians. When you can hit them, you can hit us, you can try use different weapons, but the life in this town will be proceed again and again until it will be just don't have a place where you can live.
At some point, does the Ukrainian military order civilian evacuation, and when does that happen?
It happened by the order of the high commanders. I can't really say the condition war how they decided, but mostly it's because of the beginning some critical processes what can be involved the future shelling of the places where they can live. Either one or another, or it can be different stuff, not just by the techniques, other stuff, but it's a danger for the civil society in this town. So that's why they asking to evacuate.
And so sometimes civilians are evacuated by ones and twos, maybe by tens or dozens, but the Russians don't care. They will target the evacuation vehicles, which is an atrocity and a war crime. What are your feelings about these Russian tactics to hit ambulances and civilian vehicles?
Every time it's very upsetting. Every time. We understand that they're just civilians. They are not involved in battles. It's not. They don't have some purpose to do this by the military stuff. They do this by the more to terrorize the society, to trying to break this, as I say, this strong side of Ukrainians, to break this stuff. So they feeding the not only evacuations. You can see how they use rockets and drones. It's just to seed this fear, to make this people afraid and not be able to supporting army or voluntary, just run away or just surrender. That's what they want in some psychological stuff. It's not a military purpose. It's just a war crime. But the Russians really never take some agreements how to make the war by some serious stuff. It's just the papers, even if they say not.
Right. How do you see? You've been in the war since the full-scale invasion. How do you see the enemy changing? How they fought when you first started your combat career, and how has it changed in the course of your service, combat service?
Unfortunately for our army, they see their mistakes. They trying to catch up, if like it was with the drones of PV1. So we was the first who massively hit them by this stuff. Now they catch up and improving this by the FPV drones and optical fiber. Even their tactics, they see the most effective way, even it's the most bad for their infantry way. They just using in what stuff they can succeed. They not count the military people, they not count the ammunition, they not count anything. If they can't take, in the 2022, they trying to show themselves as a military who was only just to change the regime, nothing to occupy it or something like this. truly they're not occupied, they're just destroying everything what they going through. Like our territory of responsibility now is Chasiv Yar town is destroyed completely. Maybe it's very lucky that some private house can be restored. That's all. The buildings with many floors, it's just the hollow shells, and even then they're hitting it to the ground. It's just like the piles of ground of the some rocks from these buildings. That's all. They just destroy it. And if they can't take the position or town by military actions, they just wipe it out.
Right.
And in our as we see in Chasiv Yar, they do not count men. They just go and going by infantry, of course, supporting an FPV, trying to hit our FPV drone crews, finding them, trying to hit the big drones, quadrocopters, our bombers as we call it, try and hit them there. We track in their social media, and we see how they what they showing only hitting our bombers, only some, as they say that it's hitting by our infantry, but you don't really see the people there, just some exploded in the field or in the thin stripe of wood.
Right.
And you can really see how they hit infantry. We show, it's part of my job now, we show this, how our guys in drones hit the people. Like, you see the guy, you see the infantry, you see who it is, you see how they go into this spot, and they see this, of course. And we have some successful stories when they see this video, came into position, and just surrender to us because they understand what can be happening. So now they're using their infantry like the first assault instrument. Now it's small groups, like 2 or 5 men, trying to sneakily go to Chasiv Yar, and one group come to another group, they make a bigger group, and then they assault. Their tactic like this now. Our guys, drone guys, just finding them, hitting them. So sometimes this assaults never happens.
Right.
And when they using their mechanized vehicles, they're using it only for bringing the more infantry in the area.
So this is an interesting change that the Russians have made. They've adapted using these smaller groups to infiltrate and then trying to add to that number. How difficult is it for the Ukrainian units to find and destroy these first infiltrators that the Russians send in, for example, to Chasiv Yar, the neighborhood to the north of the city, or into Oshani Travana, the neighborhood to the south of Bakhmut? Ukrainians concentrate on finding and destroying, and Ukraine is succeeding.
As we can tell, our brigade came to Chasiv Yar last summer in June, and even now the Chasiv Yar not captured because we're using because of our drones, because of our infantry guys who very quick report where they hear something, where they see something, and of course our air recognition by small drones like Mavics. They are patrolling 24 hours, 7 days a week. In the night, in the day, every time we see the Chasiv Yar, and one of the special stuff in Chasiv Yar, it's the water channel who split the Chasiv Yar in the half, almost in the half, and this channel is really it's very hard to pass it. Even for infantry, you can't really pass it without anybody see you as a drone. And our guys know this spots where they can go, or just tracking all the channel in the Chasiv Yar. And where they're trying to use the mechanized vehicles, of course, it's only like few spots where they can go in through this channel. So it's the stuff what we're using too. And yeah, it's very hard to work for our drone pilots. It's not just the guy, the gamer who is a gamepad and just playing the game. No, the crew 24 hours, 7 days rope. They seeing this. They they make translation for commandments. They trying to do it without any rest by the drones. It's a lot of technical stuff, a lot of energy you need to organize, how to charge these batteries in the not places where you can easily find it, and it's a lot of work.
Ukraine was the first military in the world to establish an unmanned vehicle branch of the military. This is Magyar, who is now in charge. Has this made a difference, an improvement, and a continuing improvement in Ukrainian drone warfare, just having this special branch of the military?
Yes, because we now have I can't really be able to answer you this question. I'm not an expert. I have our Mechanized Brigade, and we have these crews, and but our the main stuff, as I say, it's infantry and some mechanized artillery, tanks, and this stuff. We help everything in our brigade to have these military actions, but not specifically on the drones. So you maybe hear the better answer in some guys from this unit, but it's a good stuff. Just logical understanding that there is a crews. There's a big one who consistently work only on only on the one thing to improve the UAV and drones using in the military warfare. So it's a really good stuff, and I think it will show themselves in the future more effective. Even they are now effective, and it will be more effective in the future.
And a slight change in the conversation. I'm interested if you are able to answer. After taking Russian prisoners of war on the zero line, is there an assessment that the Ukrainians have made about Russian morale? Is it low? Is it breaking? Is it making the Russian soldier less able to fight?
Well, of course, the time of the Russian infantry in Chasiv Yar, particularly I think in the front line in Ukraine, it's a tough time because of the drones also. Not one guy who was captured by our brigade say that he does because he don't have a chance. He alone, he can't go back because he will be punished in some way, and he can go he can hide here because he hearing drones, and he just surrendered because he understands what fate he will meet. And of course, it's talking about his emotional condition, his understanding the war. We have the last recent prisoners, Russian one. They say that it's a lot of drones, and it can be 3 drones on the one guy. And he told it was 2 drones on me. He told in a funny way. It will not translate it because it's really some post-Soviet Union stuff. It's no, not only these stories, they surrendered not only just because of the other drones, other stuff. Mistaken. Well, the one main thing when what we understand about how they going, how they trying to infiltrate our position and assault it, because the command said you can go there, there's nobody there, and he came here and hi. And it can be like this, it can be very in different ways. I can't say in general that Russians really have bad moral. When they come to position, it's click immediately. But when they go to there, can't really say.
This man had been a prisoner in Russia.
Yeah. Well, if we return to a question, what changed? Well, our commanders, battalions, infantry battalions, say that a year ago they're using the elite. We now fighting with 98 Airborne Division, and they using a professional guy who was training by Airborne, who was like really elite forces. Then it was just mobilized men who was like, well, not so good preparing, but they're trying to prepare as good as they can and as fast as they can. And now it's prisoners, and the last months we see the crew who was consist from women.
Okay.
No women.
Yeah, there was a vehicle, and the woman's just going around. We see it on the drone.
In combat. They're deploying women in combat.
Well, clearly the Russians have some problems.
Well, we hope so, but not really trying to make our hopes on this stuff, because they had a lot of people. If they will turn on the full immobilization, it will be the problem.
Overall, the Ukrainian military is probably at its strongest today than at any point in the war. Better supplied, better trained. Are there military weapons supplies that could come from the United States or could come from NATO nations in Europe that would make a big difference to Ukraine right now, today, in how this war is being fought?
Well, one of the, as I can comment this and answer you, one of the stuff what just you can see without any understanding how the military works. It's every ammunition and every gun can be using very fast, like one use. And as much as you have, as quickly you were, well, the guys are totally say that we have the shells enough and ammunition to shoot the Russians, but if we will have bigger amount, we will work bigger, we will work more. And that's the first stuff. It's just if it will be a big amount of ammunition, big amount of the shells for artillery, not like not only Soviet Union one, even NATO one. The guys will not planning their operations. They're shooting. They will planning faster, because you will not think how many you will use these shells, how many you need to use in this or other target.
Right.
Of course, it's another question: what type of ammunition? Because really the half of our brigade now using the Soviet Union one, and the shells of this is really hard to find. If we find it, well, somebody find it for us and for us too, not our brigade. Our brigade's trying to, but we have it, but it's harder and harder. And of course, change from Soviet Union artillery and vehicles to the NATO one standard, who will more easily to support by ammunition, will be good, and it will change something. Also, the stuff what we always need, and we always I can't imagine the situation where we will not in need of this stuff. It's one-use stuff. It's drones, FPV. It's the air recognition drones, of course, and unfortunately vehicles too. We use more and more of just pickups, just trucks, because they're easily to find, and the people, the society can fundraise some money and give it us. With military vehicles, it's difficult, because it's a lot of process to bring it to our brigade, to other one brigade.
Right. Well, of course, the Ukraine itself is making more weapons and ammunition of all kinds for the front line. The heavy howitzer, the Bogdana, has that become a favorite howitzer of the front line forces?
Unfortunately, we don't have this kind of weapon, so I can't say.
Yeah.
I don't even see it by my eyes.
Okay.
We're just in the one place, so we're not moving around to see how the other brigades shooting in from what weapon. We have our like Soviet Union one, a few NATO one standard paladins, and that's like so.
So as strong as the Ukrainian military has become in the course of this war, it is always in need of more supply. And so much of that supply could come from the United States, Chuck. The United States has so many weapons in storage in the desert, wasting away when there is this war of self-defense and a military that could use them every single day.
That's one of the things that we talk about a lot on Indications and Warnings, is that America has these vast resources. They keep them in the desert, and they call themselves the arsenal of democracy. They are there to be given to our allies. It's very frustrating for us that you don't have what you need and the good equipment that is there. I know that must be terribly frustrating for you.
Well, it's true. When we understand that there is a lot of weapons that can't be given, that not in use, that can be given to Ukraine, we think we need it. Well, even myself, when I see some like some video when the truck, as I said, just destroy it for fun, like for a movie, and they say, "Oh, this truck is so good, will be here, and it's painful for me." I also, of course, it's more feelings about this stuff, but we understand that we understand our responsibility. Russia don't want Ukraine to exist, not the USA. And when we can't really like raise our like voice, hey, what's up? What's going on? Well, we understand that it's property of USA, and it can't be given. It can be given by the USA. Of course, we can't have the pressure of this. Like in our brigade also is just one of the big amount of brigades. We can't like have what we can just show how our military actions. The experts can see how we how we use other resources and another one, and how it can be improved. And I know that it's happening. And our videos of other brigades showing to the USA guys too. So it's just like what we can do if this property of another independent country, and it's their decision of their society to give us or not.
Mm-hmm. I think most of the society in the United States, the people, want you to have what you need to win the war. The problem is our political leadership. If you stopped an average American on the street and told them Ukraine needs these weapons that are in the desert, they would say, well, why don't they get them? Why don't we give them? I just want you to know that that is the feeling of the people in the United States. We don't even understand ourselves. In fact, we talk about it a lot, the frustration that we know you feel. And I don't think any nation on earth with as few resources as Ukraine had expected them to stop the Russians. And you have made them bleed and die by the tens of thousands for what they have stolen. We also know that everything they can't take, they destroy.
It's true. It's very about the list. So what you say, that we can see the captured by Russians in this century territory, in this even last like after the Soviet Union collapse. They are not. They was destroyed by the war, and nothing happened there. It's just empty cities, just empty stuff. We don't want to see our territory like this.
Right.
I just sure that if Russians will have this territory and nothing will, there is nothing happen. The water and Donetsk will not go in. The other stuff what's working when they was in Ukraine will not work, and the Russians will just They don't care about this. The few things what they do in Mariupol just for the picture, for their even not even for foreign stuff, but for their society, to count them down, well, and to stop the questions what happened with Mariupol. So only like this cosmetic stuff can be, but nothing that will build this territory.
And now Mariupol is really something like a Potemkin city that the Russians are creating just for their public relations, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just a picture.
just a picture.
And when you say about the society and politics, it's raised the questions what relations with society and politics. If the society is supporting this decision, why politics not? Well,
That's a very good question, because the sentiment in the United States is to support someone who was attacked, the underdog. You know, you are the victim, they are the bully. So just to sum it up, Alan, you are great at posing some summation questions. And
Well, one question I have for you, Andriy. Do you ever think to yourself, Putin has sent a million casualties into this war against Ukraine, now almost 1,100,000. Did you think at 500,000, how many more? Did you think at 1 million, how many more? Surely they must be finished with this escapade that they have launched against Ukraine. Is there a feeling that surely the Russians will give up at some point?
I have hopes on this in 2022. It was my birthday when we had the first 20,000 casualties of Russia. Sorry. It was April of 2022. And I have high hopes that if more they have the casualties, they will feel it. But they don't feel it even now.
yeah,
I think they will not feel it even 2 millions. So we don't have high hopes on this.
Okay.
We will destroy everything what's going from their side in our cities. We will kill them, do whatever we can to stop it, but we will not count their lives as their not counts. If they're not count their own soldiers, why we need to do this? So we don't have the hopes that the more casualties of Russians will make their society awake. We really don't believe that their society can be awakened.
And they can't be.
Yep.
They can't be.
brother. Yeah, absolutely. You're very, very well spoken, and your words are very touchy, and we're going to get them.
Andriy, thank you very much. Hey, my birthday is in April too. When is yours?
15th
On 22.
and 13.